What is up, car addicts? In this video, I'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. So in terms of changes for this week, we actually did not receive a new drip feed vehicle today, which is quite surprising. For those of you who don't know, we are still missing the weaponized dinghy on the Warstock website and the Varus ATV as well. And then we are missing the Brioso 300 to be added back to the Southern San Andreas website. So pretty much missing 3 vehicles technically. Also, for those of you who don't know, yesterday, February 10th, we did receive a patch update which actually fixed the spoiler that was broken on the Pariah and glitching out the game, among some other small fixes. So finally we got that fixed. I'm surprised Rockstar even put out an update for something that small, and the little bug fixes as well. Kind of surprising. But anyways, this event week is for February 11th through February 17th, 2021. The current casino podium vehicle is the Vapid Dominator GTX. This vehicle is primarily based on a custom 2016 Mustang called the GTT. It released about 3 years ago with the Southern San Andreas Super Sports Series update and normally costs about $700,000. This car is in the muscle car class and has decent customization and very good handling. However, in terms of acceleration and top speed, it is pretty bad. It's actually slower in a straight line than the normal Dominator that you can steal off the street for free, which is quite sad in my opinion. There are some races that are extremely corner intensive with little to no straightaways, where the GTX can sorta compete, but the Yosemite will beat it in most of those types of races. But anyways, for those of you who originally paid full price for the GTX and are not happy about it being on the podium, you can still take the one you originally purchased and sell it for roughly $600,000 depending on your upgrades and how much you paid for it originally. So, is the GTX worth attempting to win by spinning the lucky wheel over and over this week? If you don't already own one, I'd say yes. While it's not the fastest muscle car in the class, it still arguably has the best handling in the class, making it decently useful for a handful of muscle car races. However, if you already own it, selling it and then getting the podium version and upgrading it all over again, you're really only going to get probably a $300,000 profit, which seems pretty good, but depending on how many times you spin the wheel, it's all based on how much your time is worth. So starting off with the property discounts, we have 40% off the nightclubs as well as 30% off the upgrades and renovations for them as well. For those of you who don't own a nightclub, it's a nice business to have for passive income, especially if you own a lot of the motorcycle club businesses already. Moving on to the vehicle discounts, we have 40% off the Ocelot Swinger. This car is in the Sports Classics class and unfortunately has these slow handling flags which really impacts its performance. Next up, we have 40% off both the Roosevelt and the Roosevelt Velour as well. Now the Roosevelt Velour is one of my favorite vintage cars in the game, and it has great customization just for an older car in general. I just really love the Roosevelt. I have kind of like a soft spot for it. I think it's a really cool and unique car. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the Valkyrie. Not really that great of a helicopter for combat. I mean, it's pretty old from the original heist update, but there are definitely much better helicopters in GTA. Moving on to the latest travels website, we have 40% off the following aircrafts. The Luxor Deluxe, which is still overpriced in my opinion, even at this price. The Swift Deluxe, again, another one that's not really worth it in my opinion. And then the normal Swift and the Swift Flying Bravo version as well. And lastly, the normal Luxor, which can be stolen from the airport normally for free, so again, not really worth purchasing. Pretty much all the stuff on the latest travels website isn't really too great. Maybe the normal Swift or the Flying Bravo if you like that type of helicopter, but other than that, the other ones aren't really that worth it in my opinion. And that's it for vehicle discounts. We definitely got a better quantity of discounts for this week, but in terms of quality, it's just not there in my opinion. The types of vehicles they chose weren't really too great, especially on the latest travels website, but I guess it is what it is. We'll see what happens next week. In terms of free items for this week, we have free drinks at all bars in the game, which is pretty cool. Moving along, we have 30% off the Valentine's Day clothing, which is pretty nice. As far as login items, you can get the Buckingham Lux t-shirt for free by completing the Galperico Heist finale this week. Unfortunately, I can't show the t-shirt because I haven't had a chance to host one for this event week yet, but I guess it's a pretty decent item. In terms of triple money, we have triple money NRP on the adversary modes till death do us part for the bunker and the missile based version as well. And we also have it on the normal to death do us part adversary modes as well. Moving along, we also have triple money NRP on the deathmatch shotgun wedding, which is pretty decent. We rarely ever get double money or triple money on death matches, so this is something nice to see. And lastly, we have double casino chips NRP on the DJ request missions. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only. I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment on how to become a Prime Gaming member if you aren't one already. So we have the same ones as last week, which are 70% off the Progen Tyrus. Now this car isn't the supercar class and isn't really all that competitive anymore. It has great handling, however it lacks in terms of acceleration and top speed, plus the customization is very minimal. Next up, we have 35% off the Annihilator Stealth. Now this stealth helicopter isn't really all that great in comparison to the Akula, which is a lot better. Overall, there are much better helicopter choices in GTA, but if you're collecting all of them, I guess that's the main reason you'd buy it. And lastly, for Prime Gaming, you will continue to get the sonar station upgrade for the new Kasaka submarine for free. This upgrade normally costs 1.2 million, and getting it for free is pretty cool, although it's kind of ridiculous how it's been repeating for quite a while now. Also, don't forget that just for logging in this week as a Prime Gaming member, you'll get a free $200,000, which is pretty cool. Again, guys, if you don't see a discount on the Tyrus or Annihilator Stealth, it's because you don't have your Prime Gaming account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do that is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have, of course, the Arce Bandito time trial of Vespucci Beach. This week's normal time trial is Power Station. I highly recommend either the Hakachu Drag, Shotaro, or a Batty 801 for that time trial. And this week's premium race is the motorcycle race, A Sign of Things to Come. I highly recommend either the Hakachu Drag, Shotaro, or a Batty 801 for this race. Every Friday I post a guide how to easily beat the time trials and premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week really isn't all that great in my opinion, with no drip feed vehicle and the triple and double money that isn't really all that great. A lot of us were hoping for a Gal Perico Panther statue today, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I guess we'll see what happens next event week, but this current event week isn't really all that great overall in my opinion. The podium vehicle normally costs under $1 million, and then the vehicles that are on discount aren't really all that great. And the triple money, which is just some adversary modes and a deathmatch, again, it's not really all that great for this week. But again, I guess we'll see what happens next week. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.